You know that saying, people buy from those they like? I bet you've heard it, maybe even said it yourself.
Oh, absolutely. It's
It-
one of those classic sales mantras.
Right. But let's really dig into that for a second. In sales, what does like actually mean? It's got to be more than just, being friendly, right?
Exactly. And
Well,
that's what we're exploring this deep dive. We're not talking about just superficial charm.
okay. So what have we got?
We've got some really interesting stuff, customer reviews, and some analysis looking at what really makes customers happy, specifically when they're buying insurance.
Ah, okay. Direct from the source.
Yep. And the mission here is to figure out what are those specific things that make a customer connect with a salesperson enough to, well, not just buy, but to actually leave a positive review. We want to get way beyond just the word like.
Okay, that makes sense. So thinking about what drives us, maybe an analogy helps. Imagine you have some really rare, weird illness. Let's call it, I don't know, Count Chuckleitis.
Yeah? Okay.
Wow.
Count Chocolatis. Got it.
Are you going to pick your doctor just because they're like super nice and chatty? Or are you going straight to the person who's the world expert on treating Count Chocolitis?
Yeah, no contest there. When it's something serious, you want the expert, the specialist.
Right. So when the stakes are high, maybe like really means trusting someone knows their stuff, that they can actually deliver what you need.
That analogy really hits it, comes about trust. Trust in their competence, their ability to get the job done right. Friendliness is nice, sure, but it's the confidence in their skill that seals the deal.
And we see that play out in sales too, don't we?
We absolutely do. Our sources, they give us some great real-world examples of this.
Oh, yeah? Like what?
Well, take this review from Clay Cooley Chevrolet. It's about L.A. Warren Jr. and Josh Simmons. The customer said it was an amazing and smooth process.
Okay, smooth process. That sounds good. What was the key?
The key thing they mentioned, they delivered what we were looking for. Simple as that.
Yeah.
It really shows how important it is that the customer feels like you actually listened.
Yeah, feeling heard. That's huge. They got what they needed without hassle.
Precisely. That review just nails a core part of what makes a salesperson likable in that professional sense. Can they understand what you want and deliver it efficiently?
And looking closer to home, your own company's Google reviews show similar things, right? I know you see those all the time.
Oh, definitely. We've got tons of positive feedback for folks like Bruno, TJ, Diaja, Jeremy, Susie, Eric, Laura. Lots of people getting similar kinds of praise.
So these are actual customers talking about their experiences?
Exactly. Gold dust, really.
Mm.
They tell us directly what works. Let's look at one for Bruno. A customer said he was able to help out with this being my first time signing up for insurance. It was so easy.
So easy. That's a phrase you want to hear.
Right. And they added he was very respectful and professional and clear about everything. Respectful, professional, clear. Keywords.
Okay, and what about TJ?
Similar story. TJ was called absolutely wonderful and very understanding. The customer highlighted how TJ made the process so easy again. This is interesting. Made me feel like my safety was important.
Oh, that last part. Made me feel like my safety was important. That feels different. Why do you think that resonates so much, especially with insurance?
Well, insurance is fundamentally about security, right?
Yeah.
Peace of mind. So when a salesperson shows they get that they're not just selling a policy, but thinking about your actual well-being, that connects on a deeper level. It shows they understand the why behind the purchase.
That makes total sense.
Yeah.
So if we look across these reviews, Bruno's, TJ's, and the others like them, we start seeing a pattern. What are the main things people are pointing to?
Well, definitely expertise comes up. People want someone who knows what they're doing.
Okay, expertise. What else?
Feeling listened to. That's big. And, of course, actually delivering what the customer asked for.
Right. Listen to, delivers the goods. Makes sense.
Then you have things like being treated with respect, professionalism, clarity, being clear about things.
Yeah, no jargon, just straight talk.
Exactly. Making the whole process easy, smooth, being understanding, responsive, and that feeling we just talked about, feeling like your safety, your well-being actually matters to them.
Wow. Okay, so that's quite a list. Expertise, listens, delivers, respectful, professional, clear, easy process, understanding, responsive, cares about safety. That's what like seems to mean in this context.
Precisely. We're building a much clearer picture now of what liking a salesperson actually involves for the customer. And this is where something called the AAA greeting comes in.
The AAA greeting. Okay, what's that?
Our analysis suggests that this specific way of starting a call can actually establish almost all of those positive things we just listed, those likability factors within, like, the first 20 seconds.
It's 20 seconds. Really? That fast?
That's the idea. It's designed to immediately hit those points that customers value based on their own feedback.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Let's break it down. What are the A's in AAA?
Right. So the first A is appreciation for their call. Something simple like, I appreciate you giving me a call today.
Okay, just acknowledging them calling in. How does that signal respect straight away?
It's basic courtesy, isn't it? But it shows we value their time, their choice to contact us. It sets a positive, respectful tone right from the get-go. Professionalism.
Makes sense. Simple but effective. What's the second A?
The second A is acknowledgement of their request. So, for instance, I am more than happy to provide you a quote for auto insurance today.
Ah, okay. Directly addressing why they called. How does that one hit so many of those points we listed? Listening, delivering, clarity, understanding, even safety.
Well, it immediately shows, I heard you. You want an auto quote? Great, I can do that. That's listening, delivering what they want, and being clear about intent. And you can even add a bit more, like the example. I have some great coverages that I will include in our quote that will provide you the safety and security you need. Suddenly, you're touching on responsiveness, understanding their underlying need for security, and making them feel their safety is important, all in one sentence.
Okay, yeah, I see how that works. It's efficient. So, appreciation, acknowledgement. What was the third A?
The third A is assumptively move forward.
Yeah.
Just a simple, may I have your first and last name, please?
Assumptively. That sounds a bit pushy, but you're saying it conveys expertise and makes things easy. How?
It's not pushy in a negative way. It's about confidently guiding the process. By smoothly asking for the next necessary piece of information, you signal, I knew what needs to happen next. I've got this.
Ah, okay. So it projects competence.
Exactly. Confidence, expertise, it reassures the customer they're in capable hands, and it makes the process feel streamlined and easy because you're taking the lead helpfully. You know the path forward.
Right. It avoids that awkward, okay, so what now moment.
Precisely. It builds trust through demonstrating control of the process.
Okay, so the analysis even compared different ways to start a call.
It did. There was one example like, sure, have you done a quote online? Are you at a dealership? What is your first and last name? Kind of abrupt.
Yeah, a bit like an interrogation, question after question.
Right. Then compare that to the AAA approach. Sure, I appreciate you giving me a call today. I will be happy to work up an auto quote for you. May I have your first and last name, please?
Ah, the difference is huge. The second one feels much calmer, more respectful, more focused on me.
Absolutely. The first one feels rushed, maybe a bit impersonal, doesn't build any rapport. The second one, it's polite, it confirms you'll help with their need, and it smoothly moves things along. It just feels better for the customer.
And you're saying that better feeling created right at the start actually connects to better sales outcomes.
That's the key takeaway. Using something like the AAA greeting isn't just about politeness for its own sake. It's about building an immediate positive connection, a foundation of trust and respect. The rest of the call builds on that first impression.
So it sets the whole interaction off on the right foot.
Exactly right. That initial feeling matters.
Mm-hmm.
And while, yeah, saving money is always appreciated, let's be real.
Sure, everyone likes saving money.
Of course. But the reviews make it crystal clear that things like professionalism, warmth, being clear, patience, kindness, genuinely wanting to help, these are huge drivers of satisfaction and the decision to buy.
And the AAA greeting is a tool to signal many of those qualities almost instantly.
That's the idea. It's a concise way to demonstrate those things customers have told us they value.
Okay, so bringing it all together then. This deep dive really shows that liking in sales isn't some vague, fuzzy feeling.
Not at all. It's tied to very specific things. Showing you know your stuff, meeting the customer's needs efficiently and respectfully, making them feel heard, valued, and understood.
And the AAA greeting, based on actual customer feedback, seems like a really practical tool to establish those key elements right from the start. Appreciation, acknowledgement, assumptively moving forward.
Yep, it's grounded in what customers themselves are saying matters most to them in those initial moments.
So maybe a final thought for everyone listening. Think about your own initial interactions. How consistently are you incorporating these elements? That appreciation, that clear acknowledgement, that confident guidance.
Yeah, it's interesting to reflect on, isn't it, how much impact those first few seconds, the nuances of just a simple greeting, can really have on the entire relationship and ultimately success.
Definitely food for thought. How a brief greeting can set the tone for everything that follows.